Like if you go in the Western countries, there may be an additional question: why does Islam prohibit the giving and taking of interest? But the remaining 20 questions, they are the same wherever you go. Like how, if you want to appear for an examination, you refer to the guide. In India, you have the Navni 21 most likely questions to appear in the examination. If you want to get favorably good, not excellent, if you want to pass as far as the examination is concerned, you refer to the guide. And you have such books in almost all countries of the world. Similarly, if every Muslim is aware of these 20 most common questions, he will do his fard. And he will become a part-time da'i. So every Muslim, they should be aware of these 20 most common questions. As far as today's talk is concerned, I will not be able to cover all the 20 most common questions due to the time limitation. But you can go on our website, www.irf.net, where the answers are given in detail. As for those non-Muslims who go out of the way on anti-Islamic sites and get information against Islam, there are a set of another 20 common questions. So 20 common questions to those non-Muslims who have gone on anti-Islamic sites and have got information against Islam. That we won't be discussing today. Even that is there on our website, www.irf.net. As far as today's talk is concerned, I will, inshallah, cover more than 50% of the 20 most common questions asked by non-Muslims regarding Islam. The first, number one misconception, the top of the charts, is regarding the word jihad. Jihad is not only misunderstood by many of the non-Muslims, but it is even misunderstood by many of the Muslims. Non-Muslims, as well as many of the Muslims, they believe that jihad is any war fought by any Muslim, whether it be for any reason, whether it be for land, whether it be for language, whether it be for color, whether it be for race. Jihad does not mean any war fought by any Muslim, whether it be for land, whether it be for language, whether it be for color. Jihad comes from the Arabic word jahada, which means to strive, which means to struggle. And in Islamic terminology, jihad means to strive and struggle against one's own evil inclination. Jihad also means to strive and struggle where there's oppression. Jihad also means to strive and struggle in self-defense. Jihad also means to strive and struggle in the battlefield. So jihad basically means to strive, to struggle. For example, if a student is striving and struggling to pass the examination, in Arabic we would say that he is doing jihad. And many of the non-Muslims, including many of the Muslims, they believe that jihad can only be done by Muslims. There are several verses in the glorious Quran talking about jihad done by non-Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Luqman, chapter number 31, verse number 14. وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ وَهْنًا عَلَى وَهْنٍ وَفِصَالُهُ فِي أَعْمَيْنِ. That we have enjoined upon man kindness to his parents. His mother bore him with weakness upon weakness and gave birth to him with weakness. The immediate next verse, Surah Luqman, chapter number 31, verse number 15. وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. And if the parents, they strive and struggle to make you worship others besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then do not obey them, but yet live with them, with love and compassion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeats a similar message in Surah Ankabut, chapter number 29, verse number 8. وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ حُسْنًا وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ لِتُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. That we have enjoined upon man kindness to his parents. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about non-Muslim parents who are striving and struggling to make their children worship others besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is called jihad fi sabil shaitan. And what we Muslims should do is jihad fi sabilillah. But normally when the term jihad is used, it is taken for granted that it is jihad fi sabilillah, unless it is specified. And many non-Muslims, including many of the Muslim scholars, inverted commas, they translate jihad as holy war. If you translate this word holy war into Arabic, it means harbun muqaddasah. Nowhere is this word harbun muqaddasah present in the glorious Quran and in the authentic hadith. So jihad basically means to strive, to struggle. One type of jihad is qital, that is fighting in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But jihad does not basically mean a war. Jihad basically means to strive, to struggle. And if you look at the history of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first 13 years of prophethood, during the Meccan era, there were several verses revealed talking about jihad, but the Sahabas, they never fought, physically fighting. It was later on, when they went to Medina, there the wars took place. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Ankabut, chapter number 29, verse number 69, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And those who strive in our ways, we shall surely open up their pathways. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Furqan, chapter number 25, verse number 52, فَلَا تُطِعِ الْكَافِرِينَ وَجَاهِدْهُمْ بِهِ جِهَادًا كَبِيرًا. But do not follow the unbelievers, but strive with them utmost strenuously with the glorious Quran. Do you mean to say you're going to fight with the glorious Quran? It means that you have to strive and struggle to convey the message of Islam to the non-Muslims, to those who are unaware of it. So here we realize the misconception regarding the word jihad. Earlier it wasn't there. But after 9/11, it has come at the top of the charts. So depending upon how the media, it portrays Islam, these misconceptions, they arise in the minds of non-Muslims. The second misconception is that Muslims are fundamentalist. What is the meaning of the word fundamentalist? Fundamentalist by definition means a person who strictly adheres to the ancient doctrine of any religion. For example, for a person to be a good mathematician, he should know, follow, and strive to practice the fundamentals of maths. Unless he's a fundamentalist in the field of maths, he cannot be a good mathematician. For a person to be a good scientist, he should know, follow, and strive to practice the fundamentals of science. Unless he's a fundamentalist in the field of science, he cannot be a good scientist. You cannot paint all fundamentalists with the same brush, that all are good or all are bad. Depending upon which field the person is a fundamentalist, you have to label him accordingly. For example, there is a fundamentalist robber. He's a bane for the society. On the other hand, there is a fundamentalist doctor. He's a boon for the society.